Hello and welcome to this video. In this video today, I'm going to share with you how to transform your body and live an abundantly delicious life without feeling miserable all the time. If you found it difficult to motivate yourself and to diet and exercise in the past, and it's just really been a struggle for you, it's not your fault. If you've tried and failed at living a lifestyle that allows you to achieve and sustain your ideal body weight, then put all that behind you now. If you have suspicions that the fitness industry isn't really set up for you to live a holistic and healthy life where you're able to achieve and sustain your ideal weight, and if you think that the fitness industry is just all about money and wants to keep you buying more and more stuff, then you know what? You're probably right. After all, if they really helped people get to the core of what made them overweight, then there would be no one left to buy shakes, pills, or ab machines, right? So we're here to show you how to transform your body and live an abundantly delicious life without feeling miserable and drained all the time. How does that sound? And I want to help the women who want to reach and sustain their ideal weight and live what my clients and I call an abundantly delicious life. And I don't believe it's sustainable long-term to try and lose weight by doing things that you hate and that make you miserable. I also don't think that using pure will to bargain, cajole, punish, or deprive yourself to eat the foods that are supposedly right is a viable strategy long-term. And I'm sure that you would agree. My goal for this video is to prove to you that the only way to reach and sustain your ideal weight is to fix the core internal issues that cause you to gain weight in the first place. And the only way to fix those issues is by using the abundantly delicious life manifestation method. So who is Wendy Barron? I've been a personal trainer now for over 14 years. I'm the owner of Mind Body Space, and I'm a holistic health and wellness author. I'm a yoga and Pilates instructor. I'm a transformational women's coach. I'm a holistic health and wellness educator. And I'm the creator of transformational holistic women's health retreats. And I want to tell you a quick story so that you can see how achieving and sustaining your ideal weight really is an inside job. I was a single parent with a young toddler running my personal training business all on my own. And look, I was frustrated. I was just a frustrated PT. I was only focusing on diet and exercise to help my clients achieve their health goals. And I really wanted to help those women as they had become my friends, and many had been training with me for a number of years. I really wanted to be able to provide a great upbringing and lifestyle for my daughter. And I had a strong desire to ensure that none of my clients ever had to hate who or what they saw in the mirror, and that they also got to live an abundantly delicious life. I was struggling to help my clients to stay on track with their diet and exercise. And I really felt terrible because I couldn't help them, and I could really feel their struggles. And I hated how some of them felt about themselves and how they talked and how they treated themselves. And I hated how they didn't feel like they were enough. And I hated that they didn't absolutely love themselves. And I felt even worse because I was supposed to be the one that had all the answers. I felt personally responsible for their results. And the problem was that most fitness training institutes, including the one that I'd studied at, they teach you that exercise alone is enough to help women and achieve their ideal weight. They don't even offer much in the way of dietary training or dietary advice around helping women. I actually had to seek that out myself. So in summary, they were actually only offering external-based solutions. And I was shocked when I realized that the biggest issue my clients were actually facing was not knowing how to diet or exercise. The biggest issue was internal. It was mental, and it was emotional, and it was energetic. And the entire industry operates from the idea that knowing how to diet and exercise alone are enough in order to achieve your goals or achieve your ideal weight loss. And they don't even acknowledge the whole internal side of weight loss and health. They don't address the emotional blockages, the thoughts and beliefs that have caused the weight problems to begin with in the first place, which meant that my clients were getting frustrated and blaming themselves for not achieving their health goals. And they were becoming disheartened and wanting to give up. I knew something had to change when suddenly 2 of my clients in that same week gave notice that they were finishing up with me. And they'd been with me for years, and now they were leaving. I was devastated, not only because I felt that I'd failed them, but also because at that time I really needed every client that I had. And this meant that I was going to have to start borrowing some money just to stay afloat. And then by chance, I don't know, something amazing happened. One afternoon, I was with a client in my PT studio, and I was listening intently to what she was saying. And I was trying to figure out what I could do to help her on a much deeper level. When I asked myself, I said, how am I actually able to maintain my ideal weight and eat healthy and actually look forward to exercise? In fact, I love it. And that's when it hit me. I had a secret mindset tool that I'd actually been using myself for years. And I had a profound experience. It was many years ago, but it was with a chakra clearing and shamanic healing workshop. And I don't know, something clicked in me. I had an energetic shift into a higher vibration where I was actually able to connect with my higher self. But it gave me an immediate clarity on what was actually blocking me emotionally, mentally, and energetically. And from there, I instinctively made a life plan that was unlike anything that I'd ever done before. And I've actually used it ever since. And that's what I call my abundantly delicious life manifestation method. It allowed me to set my fitness goals and achieve them with ease. It allowed me to see my core limiting beliefs and issues that were blocking what I wanted in my life, and to set in motion a plan to actually achieve it. And this works for anything I want in my life. But in this case, I just wanted to help my clients with their health goals. And I told my client the story, and I asked if she'd be interested to try the method out to help her find out what internal issues were blocking her, and then use the method to create a new kind of holistic health and life fitness plan. She immediately said, yeah, I want it, and I want it now. When can we get started? I then went on to take all of my clients through the process, which completely shifted everything I did for my clients from then on. From that event, I realized that women want and need more than just accountability, guilt, and the knowledge on how to diet and exercise. They want the energy and the motivation to do it too. And they want to feel good while they're doing it, right? They need and want more than just the same old diet and exercise advice coupled with the same old accountability routines. Most women already know that they can go on a diet or go and do some cardio at the gym. But there is a huge difference between knowing what to do and having the energy and mental resources to be able to do it. It was now crystal clear to me how to take on all of my clients and take them through this process. And I discovered how to raise their vibration enough, which is their emotional state, to engineer breakthroughs and get them absolute clarity as to exactly what thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are preventing them from achieving their ideal weight, to understand why they thought that they wanted to lose weight and what they really wanted instead. I learned how to get them to take that knowledge and create an abundantly delicious life manifestation plan. Using the secret meant my clients were able to stick to their healthy lifestyle and exercise plan that they had created, and they were seeing phenomenal results in their weight, energy, and their vitality. They were able to love eating and healthy, all the healthy, delicious food that we'd set out, but they loved moving their bodies. It became a pleasure to them instead of a punishment or a burden. And it became much more than just losing weight. And it doesn't help to know everything there is about diet and exercise. It doesn't help to set a goal just to lose weight the old-fashioned way and then force yourself, bargain with yourself, cajole and berate yourself into submission just to get yourself to do the right thing. And it doesn't help to have the best of intentions every week then when Monday morning comes around again, it's the same old pattern and giving up. That way of thinking needs to change. And it doesn't work to put pictures of supermodels on your fridge to shame yourself. We've got to stop doing that. It's not about shame. You need to understand what internal issues are actually causing the weight gain in the first place so that you can take back control. And you need to stop wasting all of your energy fighting an uphill battle with your emotions and your energy and your mindset and your beliefs. You need to align your subconscious with your goals instead of fighting with it. And you need to see that your weight loss is an inside job, not one that is solved externally. Solve the internal and the external will follow. And after that, word started to get out and I was getting more and more women who wanted personal training from me. Suddenly, clients who previously had trouble dieting or exercising regularly were breaking through and achieving their ideal body weight and maintaining it. And I noticed other changes as well. My clients started taking more pride in their appearance, someone wearing makeup for the first time in years, and they were falling in love with old forgotten hobbies. This process was changing more than just their health. And that's when I realized internal beliefs, fears, and blocks were responsible for why my clients were not able to maintain and actually motivate themselves and gain the energy to do what they needed to do, or they already knew that they needed to do. It was the first crucial step that no one talks about, and it isn't taught anywhere, especially not on any of the fitness training institutes that I've been part of. My plan was to continue to focus on my clients and growing my personal training business. I started focus on creating new resources for them, but I didn't stop there. I then wrote a book and a course to solidify my findings and help my client base. After that, I created private workshops where I brought in guest speakers and my clients were loving it. But there was still a problem. I realized that I was really only serving my personal training clients. I knew that what I discovered was much bigger than that. I knew that there were so many women out there that needed this, not just the ones who happened to be receiving personal training from me. I was only able to reach and help a fraction of the people that really needed it. So after years of refinement and many alterations, we created an amazing transformational retreat for women, and I chose to call it the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat. And we thought that if we could make something that would make it simple, transformative, and engaging for women to really deeply connect with who they are at the core and create an abundantly delicious life plan for themselves. And I bundled it with some practical and scientific classes on how to cook, how to fall in love with and move their bodies. That would be amazing, and we'd really be happy. So after more than a decade as a personal trainer, spending years trying to figure out all of this for my clients, I created the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat. And it is such a dream come true for me to be able to take a group of women and help them to finally crack the code on what's really going on with their weight, getting them to finally understand that a certain pill or a surgery might help you lose weight temporarily, but if they're not going to resolve what's really going on inside, that weight will just continue to come back. Seeing them not only able to stick to their diet and weight loss plans, but being able to create a plan that actually works for them. Seeing them finally getting the results after years of trying every diet and weight loss plan under the sun. And most of all, I love when they discover that they're not alone, that they have the whole sisterhood there to back them up. We then started to let others attend the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat. And I have seen so many transformations, including achieving ideal body weight, sustaining their weight, a lack of emotional binge eating, renewed love of hobbies like painting and music, suddenly wearing more makeup and taking much more pride in their appearance and what they're wearing, minimizing clutter and simplifying their lives, attending the retreat multiple times, a new love of cooking and eating food, enjoying preparing food for their families and themselves, most importantly, and positive comments from their partners when they got back, in the weeks, and people that they work with. I mean, like, wow, right? And after creating the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat, I was able to transform women's lives on a complete and holistic level, involving multiple areas of their lives. I helped them take back control of their weight, their life, their creativity, their relationships, and their femininity. My clients have also been able to stop needing me to hold their hands, or to even be accountable to me. They've stopped treating themselves with contempt. They've stopped flogging themselves in the gym and talking down to themselves. They've stopped depriving and punishing themselves, and they've stopped treating themselves like the enemy. They have stopped all of that because they're not fighting an internal emotional battle with the external tools. They have resolved the internal battle, and they've freed up all this extra energy to create an abundantly delicious life. And in the end, this means that they can start having a real loving relationship with themselves. They can love moving, nurturing, and fueling their bodies. And they have reclaimed the energy spent fighting their emotions and used it to put into their hobbies and their passions and their relationships instead. So here's how my story applies to you. It allows you to see that past failures with diet and exercise are not your fault. It shows you that you have a core internal issue perhaps that has caused you to gain weight, abandon once loved hobbies that you really loved hanging out with and spending time doing, and even lose touch with your feminine power. It shows you how everything that happened in your life is an inside job, including your health, your wellness, and your vitality. And it illustrates that you're fighting an uphill battle if you try to use external tools for an internal problem. And it shows that not being able to achieve or maintain your ideal weight, despite trying everything, is clearly an internal problem that is easily and quickly resolved once you know how. And it shows that just because it is an internal problem, it doesn't mean that you need to spend years on a psychiatrist's couch or a psychologist's couch or anything like that. You don't need therapy, and you don't need to go telling everyone your deep and personal things about yourself, your deep, dark secrets. You're not broken. That's not what this is all about. It's not trying to fix you. You are not broken. This is about freedom and clarity. This is about knowing yourself and taking responsibility for every beautiful part of yourself so that you can have the body and the life of your dreams. One of my clients has attended 3 of my retreats, and she has been training with me for a very long time, actually 10 years in fact, which is a really long time. And she went from being in victim mode, blaming everyone and everything around her for the reason why she was not living her best life, and turned it all around because she took full responsibility of where she was and how she got there. She implemented my program and went on to improve her physical, emotional, and mental health, improved her relationships with those around her, and she went on to lose over 20 kilos. But most importantly, she's kept it off. So let me get to the part that you came here for. So what we'll cover the easy secret number 1, the easy, unexpected secret to creating permanent transformation in your health, your body, and your life. Secret number 2, the number 1 fear sabotaging you from achieving your ideal weight and how to resolve it. And secret number 3, 1 unexpected trait that you can cultivate to powerfully transform your body and your weight. So secret number 1, the easy, unexpected secret to creating permanent transformation in your health, your body, and your life. And look, you might be thinking that change is hard and it takes a long time and a lot of effort to make lasting changes to your life or your habits. So let me just tell you a quick story. I actually spent 16 years climbing the corporate ladder. My last job was with an audio visual company where I spent 15 years striving to prove myself in a male-dominated industry and organisation. Each year, 2 lucky staff were given the opportunity to attend an overseas convention, which they called InfoComm, which is the annual worldwide audiovisual convention. And this particular year, it was to be held in America, in Las Vegas. And I'd watched others being given this opportunity ahead of me. And, year after year, others had been given this opportunity. And I had been in the company longer. And at that point, I was producing more revenue for the organization than anybody else had. But one day I was called into the boss's office where he presented me with the golden ticket to attend InfoComm that very year. And he'd said, "Wendy, you are off to Las Vegas." And I could see he was a little perplexed at my lack of enthusiasm, but he didn't really say anything to me at the time. Because you see, the previous evening, I'd actually caught up with a girlfriend for dinner. And during that evening, I'd expressed my dissatisfaction with life. I just felt that I had a heavy feeling inside of me. And I said to her, "I just want to buy a kick-ass camera and get the hell out of here." And she said, "Me too." I was like, wow. At that moment, time actually stood still. And she and I talked about a plan. We threw ideas onto the dinner table, and then we decided we'd go home and we'd have a sleep on it. And I could hardly sleep that night. And in an instant, my life had changed. I felt a renewed burst of energy for my life, for my future, and for my perspective of what I thought was actually important to me, but actually what no longer meant anything to me. So now you can see why I wasn't jumping out of my skin with excitement when my boss offered me that trip to Las Vegas, because my girlfriend and I were going to travel the world. A week later, my friend and I had started to make some solid plans, and we just made some decisions about where we were going to travel in the world. And we each had structured our own exit plan. So the following day, I walked into my boss's office and I thanked him kindly for his offer to go to InfoComm, but I would have to decline because I was also handing in my official resignation. His jaw hit his desk and he could hardly believe what he was hearing. I, on the other hand, felt completely empowered. I left his company with the highest sales figures for 3 consecutive months over any sales rep at the time. And I left knowing that I'd actually made it. I told him I planned to take myself to Las Vegas. And 2 months from that date, I finished up with his company, consolidated my finances, sold everything I owned, and my friend Tina and I traveled to 15 countries over a 2-year period. And of course, we went to Las Vegas. My life had changed in a single moment. And about 10 months later, we were on a 4-day yacht tour in Guatemala, kicking back one evening, watching the sunset, when another idea came to me. And I turned to my friend Tina and I said, "I'm going to become a personal trainer." The point to my story is, it was the decision that actually created the change in my life. Change is as easy as making a new decision. So let's talk about change. Here are the 6 changes of human behavioral science. This is human behavioral science. We have 6 stages. The pre-contemplation stage, where you are unaware of the problem. We have stage number 2, which is the contemplation stage, where you're aware of the problem and the desired behavioral change. Then you've got the 3rd stage, which is your preparation stage, where you intend to take action. And then your 4th stage, which is where you practice your desired behavior. The 5th stage is the maintenance phase, where you work to sustain your behavioral change. And then the 6th stage is where you achieve your desired outcome. The first step, guys, is to interrupt this cycle at the contemplation or the planning level and then change it. The beliefs that hold us back are called limiting beliefs, also known as premature cognitive commitments. They come from certain decisions that we made, often when we're very young, and they don't serve us anymore. These decisions are so deeply ingrained in us that we don't even remember why or how we've actually made them. You need to have a moment of clarity as to which decision you made that caused the unwanted behavior or habit, and make a new decision to change it. In order to have this moment of clarity, you need to have the time and the space for it. Would you agree? In a busy world, It's hard to know what we're doing from one moment to the next. So these moments of clarity really need to be achieved in a space or an environment where you've got some space or some time to listen. And you need to be in the right emotional state. I believe a change of environment is critical when it comes to achieving these emotional states, as it's often difficult to achieve this in our normal everyday environment. That's why I've chosen the Aquila retreat space to achieve this heightened emotional state. This venue is a magical place with an energetic feeling because it was powerfully designed to align with the Aquila eagle. And it's that the Aquila eagle is the constellation on the celestial equator. I mean, oh my God, this place has an energy about it that you have to actually feel it to believe it. It is just magical. So many wonderful stories to share about the many ladies that have joined me on retreat. But one particular lady I know, she was a very introverted soul, and she had spent the first day or two simply observing others. And during breakfast one morning on the third day, she was chatting with someone next to her, and I heard that they were offering some advice. She was offering some advice to this new friend she'd met, and she said she wondered where on earth the words had come from. She shared this story with me afterwards while she was saying, she just was like, wow, I don't know where these words came from. And she shared with me that the very words of advice that she actually spoke to her new friend resonated in her own head for hours and hours afterwards, and until she came to the realization that she actually needed to hear those words herself. She needed to say them out loud to actually hear them be said. And she took the wisdom shared and she actually implemented on herself. And she went on to make huge changes for the coming weeks and months after the retreat. But the amazing thing was that on the last day of the retreat, she stood up in front of us all and sang this stunning, amazing song that just blew us all away. And we still talk about that very song that she sings to this day, or that she sung to us on that particular day. It just came out of the blue from an introverted person to sharing that song. It was beautiful. Now, you might have a few questions about this. For example, you might be thinking, I don't need to work on my mindset, and I just need a diet pill, a shake, or some quick fix, or I even know what to do. Even if I do make the changes, how do I know that these changes will actually last? Well, the secret is change happens, as I said before, in an instant, because change is a decision. You just need to be aware of what decisions to change. I'd like you to now think back to a decision that you made that completely changed the direction of your life. Like, did you propose to someone? Did you decide to pursue a new career? Did you decide to go on a trip? Did you decide to go out one night and you met your partner? And life can be seen as a string of decisions where we move from one decision to the next. And it's very difficult to stick to a decision like the decision to lose weight. I get it. When there is deeper, more emotionally charged, contrary decisions under the surface. And the deeper contrary decisions need to be cleared first. The deeper decision is normally difficult to identify, and it is virtually hidden because it is something that you feel is unquestionably true. And after years of practice, I've developed the best way to get clients the clarity that they need to help change and to change it with ease. Now for secret number 2, the number 1 fear sabotaging you from achieving your ideal weight and how to resolve it. Now, you might be thinking that you don't have to deal with all of this emotional stuff, or that you just don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it. I know it can be uncomfortable. You might be worried about all the deep and scary emotions that you think are going to come up. However, fear of these emotions really holds you back from the health and success that you really want. Let me share with you another quick story. I once trained a client who every single training session she turned up with a jumper around her waist. And I never had a client like that before. And I never saw her without her jumper tied around her waist, hiding her body and actually hiding herself, because that's what she was doing in reality. She was hiding herself, or hiding a part of herself. She always wore black, and she was a really unhappy lady, and I really felt for her. Her jumper was her way of hiding herself, and as I said, a part of herself, and she was covering up her emotions away from the world. She was spending so much time and energy on suppressing everything that she was feeling. And I thought, if only I could get to know and help her to a point where she was comfortable enough to actually remove her jumper, then I knew that we would be starting to make some progress. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to work with her long enough to do that because she simply gave up. But the fear of actually feeling your emotions is what causes overeating and weight gain. When you spend all of your time resisting and fearing your emotions, it leaves you feeling drained and tired. But once you begin to resolve the core issues instead of resisting it, you'll be in a much better position to put your energy into managing your weight and instead of your emotions. At my retreats, we give everyone the space and support that they need to gently and lovingly surface these issues in a safe way. And you can continue to hide and run from your fears, and you can continue to eat your emotions, or you can release them in a nice, relaxing 4-day retreat and develop the skills to never worry about them again. And you might be thinking that I don't have the energy to deal with all of my emotions. I'm not healthy enough physically to exercise, and I can't look into my emotions, because if I do focus on my negative emotions, then I'll get depressed and I'll be in even a worse position than I am now. I have anxiety and I can't do emotional work. I need to fix my anxiety before I can do this, and I need to get fit before I can exercise. I hear that one a lot. Emotions only feel like they are too much to handle when we actually resist them or push them away out of fear. So think of suppressing emotions or suppressed emotions like trying to keep a ball underwater. It takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to keep holding it in place. And after a while, no matter how much you try to suppress the ball or hold it under the water, the more pressure is going to build and the more resistance you're going to have until it naturally makes its way to the surface. The more you allow your emotions to just be there and accept them, the less intense they actually become until they naturally dissolve, especially if you're dealing with them as they come up. Now, I need to put a little disclaimer here. If you have serious psychological issues and feel that they need to be addressed professionally, then that's what you should do. But don't think, however, that my clients and myself included are complete strangers to the emotions and traumas that life can bring, because we all have stories to tell. I know. There is no need to fear your emotions. The fear only sabotages you. And the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat is where you can let go of the ball and move forward to achieve the body, health, and life that you actually want. Let's now get into secret number 3, 1 unexpected trait you can cultivate to powerfully transform your body and weight. Now, a lot of my clients have issues with a little thing called vulnerability, the V word, I call it. In fact, I know just by mentioning that word, I risk the fact that you might turn this video off and never listen to me again. But hear me out. If you are feeling a bit of resistance to the word vulnerability, then you really need to stay and listen to this secret. And a lot of my clients initially feel that being vulnerable in front of others is dangerous or leaves them open to attack. And this couldn't be further from the truth. And it will likely hold you back from an abundantly delicious life plan and body. Let me explain. One of my closest friends' son had leukemia, and each year at school, we would organise a fundraising event with Shave for a Cure. And we'd both been talking about shaving our heads that particular year. And I had also just started my first meetup group. And I soon realised that both events fell on the same day, would you believe? So the next day I shaved my head, and I also had my very first public speaking gig on that same night. When I stood up in front of my audience, I felt extremely vulnerable, probably the most vulnerable I've ever felt. I felt like I was standing there naked, stripped raw down to my bra and undies. The funny thing was it did really make a great opening statement, and I completely embraced the fear, embraced the public speaking by being and owning my vulnerability. You see, vulnerability has become my strength. Brené Brown, love her. Brené Brown, she best describes how vulnerability is a strength by saying, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is our greatest measure of courage. People who wade into discomfort and vulnerability and tell the truth about their stories are the real badasses, she says with her Canadian, I think she's Canadian accent. When we don't have the courage, or maybe she's American, I think she might be American. When we don't have the courage to acknowledge our feelings, there is a part of us that is unresolved that leaves you feeling whole within yourself. Wholeheartedness comes from being vulnerable and dealing with the parts that need healing. This doesn't need to be difficult to do, and the retreat actually makes it easy. You just have to learn, or you just like you've learned to suppress and hide them, you are offering a new way of learning how to manage and express them through various activities and insights that we do. And to lighten your load and rewrite the stories and the old programming that's been holding you back. We spend time doing those things that will help rewrite the stories and take the old programming out and upgrade and put a new software upgrade in there. Holding on to the baggage that we have is hard. Just like I said, suppressing that ball, but we all have baggage that we carry, and you can just learn to lighten your load at the retreat. You know, I spoke to a client the other day and she said, I'm tired of acting. I'm tired. I'm so tired of this facade or this act and carrying around all of this baggage and stuff that she's been suppressing from her past. The goal of this process that we go through is to rise from our falls, to overcome our mistakes, face her in a way that brings more wisdom and wholeheartedness actually into our lives. And then we recognize our emotions and we get curious about our feelings and how they connect with the way that we think and we behave. So if you eat your emotions, simply not dealing with your emotions is the key reason for emotional eating. Overeating is the same as all the other addictions. And sticking to a diet when you have an eating addiction is like getting a gambler to stick to a budget. That's why so many women can stick to diets and others can't. It's all about what's going on internally that makes all the difference. Vulnerability is your gateway to change and connecting and being honest with yourself. Vulnerability is your superpower to change and transform. I once sat on a recliner for 2 hours meditating on the word vulnerability. It was recommended by somebody who was wise. I'm not suggesting that we're going to be doing that at retreat, but I'm just conveying to you that I've had to do the hard work myself to be comfortable with being vulnerable. I've sat back and I've observed someone very close to me deal with something significant that happened to them when they were very young. They spent their whole life wearing a coping mask. We all know what the coping mask is like. Because they felt that they needed to prove that they had it all together. When in reality, they were spending all their efforts holding their ball underwater by being busy, taking drugs, wearing a harsh and tough exterior, and being overworked. Until one day she could no longer hold her ball underwater and everything, I mean everything around her exploded and she actually hit rock bottom. Only once she made the decision to be vulnerable and actually own her story and face her shit, her behavior and the way that she thought and viewed the world, was she able to begin her healing process. Taking some much needed time off for herself, She now has a whole team of people around her to assist with her healing process. And she's 100% honest with not only them, but herself about her journey to becoming wholehearted. Now, you might be thinking, I can't be vulnerable in front of others, especially strangers. Vulnerability leaves me to feeling weak and open for others to take advantage and hurt me. And I'm worried about how my husband or my partner might react if I change or become more vulnerable. Taking time for yourself is selfish. You might be thinking that it's selfish if you take time out for yourself, or you might be thinking, I need to think of others before I can make changes that will benefit me. However, the truth is that being vulnerable in front of others is actually a superpower and a strength. Being vulnerable doesn't mean not having any boundaries. It means having the courage to speak your truth. It signifies to your subconscious that the person doesn't own you, and it sets up a deep chain reaction in your subconscious that redefines your core identity so that it no longer takes its cues from others or the outside world. This is a profound service to others too, as you're giving others the permission to be their true selves as well, right? And sexiness and femininity, it doesn't come from how you look on the outside. It comes from the love and the connection that you have with yourself. And it can powerfully transform your ability to reach and sustain your ideal body and weight. Let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the video so far? Because we've covered secret number 1, the easy, unexpected secret to creating permanent transformation in your health, body, and your life. And secret number 2, the number 1 fear sabotaging you from achieving your ideal weight and how to resolve it. And secret number 3, one unexpected trait that you can cultivate to powerfully transform your body and weight. Are you ready to see how we can work together to take your body health and your energy to the next level? And would you like to take a look at some of the things that I do at my retreat? I hope so. Stick with us. I'd like to introduce you to my Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat. It's a powerful experience that helps women transform their body and create an abundantly delicious life. The Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat is about helping you reach and sustain your ideal weight. It's about helping you transform your energy and your body. And it's about helping you discover and create your abundantly delicious life plan. You will experience permanent shifts before the retreat is over, shifts that you will cherish for life. And here's what you get. The 4-day Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat, where you will learn the 5 core essential pillars. These are my 5 core essential pillars, the 5 areas in your life that get in the way of your health and the way of your fitness goals that you want to achieve, and how to powerfully use them to live an abundantly delicious life. You'll also learn we have a pattern shift masterclass where you'll learn how to shift your mindset beliefs through underlying patterns for lasting change. My rocket fuel protocols, which are activities and exercises to change your state and raise your vibration to create a gentle and powerful breakthrough. And our sisterhood chats, which are our group chats. They're designed to unlock, unshift, and manifest and support each woman's transformation and goal. A lady named Vanessa, who attended one of my retreats during her stay, she created a vision board of life that she wanted and the things that she wanted to actually achieve. She then came back 12 months later and was just blown away at how many of the things that she dreamt of and she desired and she'd manifested that had actually come true, because she took the time out to get out of her everyday environment, out of being, from being her mom, a wife, pursuing a career, and actually took the time to stop long enough to work out what she actually wanted and where she was going, but what she actually really desired for her life. Otherwise, we can spend so many years pursuing a life and heading in a direction that we don't want to go. And you wake up one day and you go, oh my God, how did I get here? I always say live a deliberate, happy and wholehearted life instead. So who this works for? This works for women who want to lose weight in a healthy, sustainable way, women who want to learn the secrets of personal transformation, women who want to have more energy and vitality, women who want an abundantly delicious life, who want to understand and fix their weight loss problems from the core, who are tired of the weight loss yo-yo or the rebound diets that they've been on forever, women who want to renew once loved hobbies and passions, women who want to embrace their authenticity, women who want to love themselves again, and women who know they don't want to finally, women who don't know what they want and want to finally understand what that is. Women who are also sick of the way that they talk to and they treat themselves. Women who want love and who want to love what they see in the mirror. Women who want to join a loving group of supporting women, all dedicated to holistic health, and women who need a break from the responsibilities of their life. And you might be worried about being judged by other women if you go to this retreat. And some of my attendees think that they need to get new clothes or get fit before they come to the retreat. And that's far from the truth. Or some of them may even feel that it's way too much social anxiety to fit in or attend. But here is the real truth. Can I be real with you for a second here? All the other women are thinking the same thing as you. They are all in the same boat. And I have gone to great care to ensure this message only resonates with kind and loving, caring individuals. And I have a filtering process that ensures a loving, caring, and supporting atmosphere at my retreats, because these are the only women that I'm interested in serving. So there is no judgment here, no need for fancy yoga equipment, superhuman levels of fitness, or fake smiles, just authenticity. So here's what you're going to get: the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat, which is valued at $6,720. You'll also get these professional holistic health tools, an abundantly delicious life manifestation plan and vision board, the plan that is going to make actioning your holistic health and fitness goals inevitable and irresistible, in-person healthy cooking classes to teach you how simple and enjoyable it can be to actually eat healthy, my movement medicine classes, which are to teach you enjoyable exercise and ways to move your body. With these tools, you'll be able to learn new recipes and methods to connect with and nourish your body, learn how to nurture your body through movement, and know how to move to energize your body instead of exhausting and punishing it. It's time to stop doing that, ladies. We need to understand how to know what you want in life and map it out in a way that moves you through to where you want to go. You'll be able to get rid of pre-workout slump or depressions, those, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym moments, asking yourself the dreaded what's for dinner question because you don't know what to eat, don't know what you want in your life, you're feeling dry, ineffective from all the boring goals that you've got, or you don't have any goals set, feeling exhausted after working out and being controlled by what you eat. And many women who attend my retreats in the past were overwhelmed with the idea of how to cook and prepare healthy meals. So we created an engaging way to show you how to make that enjoyable. And normally you would have to find a professional dietitian and a chef to actually help you do all of this. And then you would have to pay them for their expensive one-on-one sessions to train you on the specifics. And we've taken care of all of this for you. We've also figured out the core recipes and methods to help you get up and running quickly in the shortest amount of time, because we're all busy, right? So nobody wants to be spending an hour in the kitchen of an evening making an evening meal, food that's delicious, nutritious, and easily prepared. And same goes for the movement and goal setting classes. Altogether, you would need a business coach, a professional chef or nutritionist, and a personal trainer to learn all of this, and you'd need to pay them on an individual one-on-one basis. And you might be thinking that you wouldn't benefit from these tools because they are not tailored enough to suit your particular tastes or preferences. However, we have taken care of that for you, because although there will be times when we will be diving into some important specifics for you, we've made sure to focus on frameworks and holistic connections that are going to help you take this information and adjust it to suit your situation so that you can make it your own. And everything we show and teach you has flexibility built in by design. So the professional holistic Health tools include Abundantly Delicious Life Manifestation Plan and Vision Board, which is the plan that is going to make actioning your holistic health and fitness goals inevitable and irresistible. In-person healthy cooking classes to teach you how simple and enjoyable it can be to eat healthy, and movement classes to teach you the most effective and enjoyable exercises and ways to move your body. That's valued at $1,700. So let's add that in and see what you're going to get now. I also wanted to mention that you also get exclusive access to the Sisterhood private and exclusive Facebook group. And I've spent a number of years nurturing this group into a loving, supporting sisterhood who understand the inner game to holistic health. And you don't have to go and find, create, build, or moderate and nurture your own support group, because it's all here for you. This group will keep the energy of the retreat alive long after the transformative experience has been completed. And your new sisterhood will be a place for powerful vulnerability and sharing. It will help you to stay on track and get supported for your abundantly delicious life plan that was created during the retreat. And it will ensure that your vision board doesn't just get chucked in the cupboard or kept in the boot. You haven't even pulled it out when you come back, but it remains a living, breathing part of your life that you can keep reflect on and keep working on. And you might be thinking that you don't want to benefit from this because you don't like social media, or you don't care for Facebook or the other social media platforms. And here is where you could be further from the truth. This group will quickly become a lifeline, a connection point for you after the retreat, because relationships are what give our life richness, and your proximity to like-minded women is powerful. You will feel differently about being part of the group once you've gone to the retreat, and you will want to keep in touch with these people that you've made connections with and to see what's happening in their life. And they'd love to obviously see what's happening in your life, so you can keep these ongoing relationships that don't just end just because the retreat is over. So the Sisterhood exclusive Facebook group is priceless. Let's add that to everything we're going to get. I have another surprise to add, and I also want you to have the weeding process masterclass. Oh my God, this is so good. It took me 5 years to figure this out and refine this process, but you wouldn't have to figure it out by yourself, because I'm going to give it to you just for coming along to the retreat. The weeding process masterclass is going to make the process of achieving your health and wellness goal so much easier. It will help you take control of your mind and your internal dialogue, but it will help you weed out the negative, draining self-talk and help calm your mind. It is a valuable tool. The most important relationship that you have is the one that you actually have with yourself. And you can't have a good relationship without good communication. I'm sure you'd agree, right? So this tool will actually help you identify the conversations that you're having with yourself and ensure that there is a loving and supporting relationship between you and you, right? And you might be thinking that you don't have time for positive affirmations or a pep talk. That's not what this is all about. This is all about energy and freedom. Your beliefs and thoughts not only limit you and dictate what you have allowed yourself to do, but they also suppress or increase the energy that you have. Think about receiving an unexpected notice to appear in court from the taxation department. You owe an unexpected amount in the tens of thousands and you could face jail time. Picture that. Yeah, opening that letter, the feels that you're going to get. Yes, picture that, right? Now, I want you to imagine picturing that scenario 100 times a day, every day for years. That would be emotionally exhausting. Yeah, I know. And it's amazing what stories we constantly have in our head. But what if, and we often don't even realize it, right? We don't realize these stories that we have in our head. But instead, now let's think of you going to the mailbox again, opening a letter, and this time you've received an unexpected inheritance of $10 million. Notice the shift of energy? Yeah. Without knowing it, your thoughts and your beliefs are draining you constantly. This masterclass, so our thoughts are very powerful. Our thoughts are very, very powerful. Our thoughts create our words create our actions, and our actions create our destiny or our outcomes. So this masterclass is going to actually help you weed out the automatic thoughts and beliefs that are draining your energy, and replace them with the thoughts that instead give you energy. So guys, the weeding process masterclass is valued at $197. So let's recap on what you're going to get. Now, I really want to make sure that you have everything that you need. So I also want you to have the Lean Mindset Masterclass. I had to be a personal trainer for over a decade to learn how to help my clients develop their own lean mindset. This is going to make it so much easier for you to have success. Have you ever wondered how people can enjoy working out and actually eating healthy? It's because they have different beliefs, patterns, and meanings attached to healthy eating and also exercise. Whereas people who are not there yet physically have negative patterns, negative beliefs, and negative meanings and associations around healthy eating and exercising. Well, this class will help you to develop the mindset, beliefs, and patterns of someone who loves doing the right thing, someone who is the right thing by you, right? Someone who is able to achieve and sustain their ideal weight, and someone who isn't burdened by all of the negative associations and beliefs that are actually holding them back. And you might be thinking that you don't need this because you don't have negative self-talk, or you might think that you are a positive thinker, so that this doesn't apply to you. Well, let me tell you why that thinking is a huge limitation for you. Because if you have extra weight that you can't get rid of, if you don't eat the way that you should, and if you can't look at yourself in the mirror naked and love who you see, then chances are that you have some serious negative self-talk that you need to perhaps work on. It's the negative self-talk that puts you in a state of stress and anxiety. And that stress then leads you to give into, say, bad habits of comfort eating and soothing yourself. And so the cycle continues. And every single person I know, including myself, underestimates how negative self-talk we engage in, or how much negative self-talk we engage in. And this is about getting you out of that mental prison so that you are in control of your subconscious mind instead of the other way around. So getting you out of that mental prison that you're already in, so that you can get the body that you want. And this isn't about adding anything else to your to-do list or giving you positive thinking or affirmations to repeat or remember. This is about freedom. This is about removing the endless loop of mental weight that just sucks all of the emotions, energy, and life out of you, so that you can get on with creating an abundantly delicious life and body that you love. So the Lean Mindset Masterclass is valued at $597. So let's add that into what you're going to get. Now, I'd like to make sure that my sisters stay in luxury and also myself. So we all get to stay in luxury and have the entire place to ourselves. And this, along with all your meals prepared by a chef, a private chef that we have, who's also a nutritionist, would normally cost in excess of $10,900, as the venue requires that you book the whole entire venue to yourself for privacy reasons, for complete privacy, of course. So the accommodation and the meals is valued at $10,900. So let's add that into what you're going to get. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you $20,114, but if I did charge you $20,114 and all I did was show you exactly how to transform your body and live an abundantly delicious life without feeling miserable and tired all the time, would it be worth it for you? If all this did was give you a supportive sisterhood that kept you on track and was working by your side to achieve the health, vitality, energy, and body that you want, would it be worth $20,114? If all it did was give you a way to go in and weed out those negative talks and the beliefs for the rest of your life, so that you have more energy and vitality to put into your health goals, passions, and family, would that be worth $20,114. If all it did was give you the mind of a lean, fit person so that it was easy to eat right and work out for the rest of your life, would it be worth $20,114? I don't know. I had two choices with this retreat. I could make it really, really, really cheap and skimp out on what you get, or I could charge what I needed to so that it could make a big difference. And this is a lasting, transformative experience for you so that you can create and include all of these, so that I can create and include all of the extra things that you need to ensure fantastic and sustainable results, because that's what it's all about, guys. It's sustainable results. We're not looking for the quick fix. It's about being sustainable. And I hope that you agree that it was the right choice when I chose to go all out and give you everything you needed to succeed and to not skimp out on your future success. So if you were able to change your mindset and emotions to help you reach and sustain your ideal weight, what would that be worth to you? How about if you could transform your energy and body to live an abundantly delicious life? What would that be worth to you? Now, I'm going to give you a special discount today because I know how difficult and important it is for women to get out of the house and see each other in person, especially the way the world is right now. Especially the way the world is right now. I know how crucial it is for you to have a change of environment and to get the most out of this process. And I also know it's not easy for you, and I appreciate that. So I want to do my best to make it as easy as possible for you to have success and to entice you to come. Your special price to attend the Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat is $2,897. But the real question is, how much is it worth to you to take responsibility and control for your health, vitality and life? Yes, many of my clients will tell you that this has helped them lose weight and keep it off, but they will also tell you that it is so much more than that. It is about your personal freedom and happiness. It's about your relationship with yourself and your journey to becoming wholehearted. And as if it wasn't amazing enough already, I want to give you something else because I really want you there. I want to give you a copy of my book entitled Rocket Fuel. Actually, I've got a copy of it right here. It took over a decade of experience as a personal trainer to understand and put together the content of this book. It's going to teach you all about the 5 areas of your life that you need to focus on to achieve holistic health, vitality, and your ideal weight. You need to work on these 5 core essential pillars if you really want success, and you need to know how to use them to your advantage. And I discovered after years of interviewing women and working with my many clients that there are 5 consistent areas in their life that kept interfering and holding them back from achieving their health goals. And these 5 areas will not only enable you to achieve holistic success from multiple angles, but it will also help you to achieve balance, high vibrational energy and perspective, so that you can track where you are at and what to do next and have the energy in order to do it. This is my core philosophy and will absolutely change your life. Now, you might be thinking you don't want to deal with any of other areas of your life right now, or that it's hard enough just thinking about health on its own, and that's okay. But there is a reason why that might, sort of thinking might hold you back, because I've discovered that these areas, these other areas, so there's 5 of them in total, that they've kept interfering with my clients' healthy lifestyle or their ability to achieve a healthy lifestyle. So these are the core areas that I think offers a holistic life balance, or a holistic integration of health. These areas were intertwined and they're inseparable when it comes to their health, and they were unable to have success if they were to continue this one-dimensional approach. As I said, this has all come from experience, where they would have try and separate, if they try and separate their health from the rest of their life as if it was something separate. However, when you approach your health from these 5 areas simultaneously, not only is it far more enjoyable, but drastically improves your chances of success. In fact, it is near impossible to have success without it. It's holistic. So a copy of my book, Rocket Fuel, valued at $35. So let's go ahead and add this surprise bonus to see what everything looks like. The Sisterhood Health, Fitness and Yoga Retreat is valued at $6,720. The Professional Holistic Health Tools is valued at $1,700. The Sisterhood exclusive Facebook group is priceless, and the Weeding Process Masterclass, $197 in value, and the Lean Mindset Masterclass is valued at $597, and a copy of my book, Rocket Fuel, is valued at $35. So the total value is $9,249. But today you get that all for $2,897. So to get started, simply click on the apply button now and fill out the application form. But guys, hurry, there are only limited spots for each retreat. So I will